welcome to Trash Talk with your garbage artist Thomas Dambo. This week is Ask Me Anything video, so I will take you around on the farm to 9 of my favorite spots because there's 9 letters in Trash Talk. On each spot I will answer a question and collect a thing that I'll use to write Trash Talk in the logo. Ah, perfect. I wondered where this was. So this is one of my other favorite spots. It's the little nook I made here in the office so I could sit here and hang out. And the next question it is from Derry Res. How do we get to sign up to volunteer on your projects? And I love to have you guys helping, but unfortunately there's not always enough room. For example, in Seattle we have over 1,000 people on the list. So you will have to be a little bit persistent and also maybe write a little bit about your skills before. And the person that you will write to, she sits right in here and she is called Emma. Perfect. This one is actually a model from where the dragon skull hung in Kentucky. When I'm in the Wizard Tower, one of my other favorite spots here on my farm, I'm not too much of a office potato, but I just like to have all my little things from all over the world here. And the question is really fitting from LeCreaty80. What's the #1 destination for your bucket list where you would like to build a troll? And I think it would be Japan. I would like to try and make like an exhibition in Japan where my trolls, they are kind of like fighting with some robots or something like that. I think that could be really cool. So Japan it is. Let's go upstairs. Because up here is where I lay with my laptop and write my rap songs and my poems for all my trolls. And fitting enough, the next question is, will you ever make rap music again? From Greta Treasure. And yes, I will, because I'm actually working on a song just right now. You can actually see the lyrics here. Yes, y'all. Diamonds, they shine under pressure. One man's trash is another man's treasure. So, just wrote that. I feel like we have 3 A's now. So, Pia Villia Livros, what was your favorite thing to do as a kid? My favorite thing was to go hunting in the dumpsters and also to go like a little bit exploring, like exploring in the bushes, or also there was a factory really close to my home called Bota. They made like a handheld screwdrivers, and that factory was abandoned for years and years and years, and I would love to go there and always imagined like what was in the basement. You know, the basement was flooded like it is in many places like that, so like should I make a boat and I could sail into the basement and like that, so what's on the roof and what's like, so abandoned places and things that were like outcasts and things that I could just find in the dump or on the street. Definitely favorite thing to do. We need something more. So from 78 Michael Wigson. What is the next project you're doing? Well, Michael, let me tell you, the next project, it is in Rhode Island in the United States. It is 2 trolls and I'm leaving in exactly 17 days from now. And then over the next 3-4 weeks, we will install and build those 2 trolls. The one of them will be sitting in a big circle of stones. And then I will make a lot of like draping necklaces of mussels and driftwood, and so it'll kind of like create a backdrop of all these necklaces, of all these found objects, and then you can sit on the stone, so it creates like a little bit of like a special moment where you can maybe go and propose to your wife, or sing a song for a friend, or go and hang out and look at the stars or something like that. That's up for you, but it'll create like an atmosphere and a scene setting for that. And then the other one is just sitting at a really, really beautiful spot where there's a big lake, and then there's 2 trees standing, and then the troll is like leaning on the one tree and then have the foot up on the other tree, and then you can see the lake behind it, and then there's kind of like a little body of water that goes in under the lake. So it's I think that's just going to be a picture of a perfect troll once that's done. We're now in the bodega, one of my very favorite spots here on the farm. So nice to have your own bodega. For example, here Friday I was at Camilo's house, one of my friends, and recording a rap song, and then when I came back to the farm I could hear there was music in the bodega, and then I walked out here, and then 5 of my good friends, including Laura holding the camera here, was all hanging out here in the bodega. There was fire in the oven, and it was great to come home to. But here the question is from Shen Hood: how much does the materials that you find dictate what you're building? And that's actually quite a lot, because I think it's really fun to just use the materials in the size, shape and color that they already have. Kind of like this big stone that stands here dictated to build the bodega right here, and dictated that the bar would come out right here, and that we should have a theme inside the bodega that should have this like old tavern vibe, and that we should have this fireplace that was kind of like built into the stone. And so another example is also over here, that then I found this flat stone here, and then that flat stone then could be used as a table there. Then that was the size of that table, and then I built the benches around that. So it's a chain of coincidences that becomes a design, and I find it really enjoyable to build things like that. So quite a lot. A lot of water coming out of the lake now, huh? It'll be this one. So the question here is from Autism Hawk's family. I'm sorry that it's a little bit noisy, but this is a workshop. And the question is, of all the trolls you've made, which one was the most difficult to build? And the most difficult, I think the most difficult was the one built on top of a big hill in South Korea. I think it was 2018, something like that. It was minus 21 degrees Celsius. We couldn't drive up there because it was so icy. We had to carry all the wood up on our backs. The batteries on the power tools, they didn't work because it was so cold, so we had to like basically tie like a heating packs on them to keep them warm. And we had to shovel snow away. It was like probably 2 feet, half a meter of snow when we got there, to shovel all that away to be able to come down to the ground so we could build the sculpture on the ground. So another one of my favorite spots here is Limbo Land. It's a little bit under construction. Currently it is where I hold my books. And it's also where I hold my newest troll. So the reason I'm doing this question here is because Marius Martable have asked me, is there a book of your previous trolls? Because this is the newest troll, so this is the book of my first 100 trolls. It is called Trash Trolls and Treasure Hunts. It has a lot of pages in it. How many pages does it have? Holy moly! 444. There's a big index of the first 100 trolls here. There is a secret riddle written here for how to find troll number 100 in a much secret location. And then there's different stories that I have written from building all those first 100 trolls in, I think, 15 different countries all around the world. How we got the pallets, how we got drunk at Halloween at a festival, how we got lost in the mountains of Korea, how we were in Chicago. If you use the QR code here, you can see how that rock lands on that car. Okay, let's just take some of these. So, Chris Craven asks, what do you miss the most when you're out traveling? And of course that really depends, like if my wife and my kids are traveling with me or I'm traveling alone. But one thing I always miss from home is all the guys here at the shop. Jesper and Matthew and Yannick and Texas Matt over there. I miss their beautiful, yeah, he got a little bit more gray hair like myself since we've been gone. Is it just concrete dust or is it?
It is
It's a combination.
For real.
It's for real. I'm looking really much forward to the barn becoming the new studio, so that's really nice to come home and see that now the floor is becoming a floor. Alrighty, that's it for this week's vlog. I know it was a little bit sparse this week, but I just arrived a couple of days home after Austin, so we didn't have time for the big one. That's why we did the Q&A. Next week's vlog, maybe you'll hear some of the new trash rap song that I'm making for the vlog. Remember to subscribe and tell everybody that loves trash to check out Trash Talk Vlog.